Tonight on 16 by 9, attacks so horrific,
I scream, oh my God, you're gonna make me blind, I'm gonna be blind.
so savage,
My skin's starting to like boil, if you will. My bra, my pantyhose, they've just melted off.
leaving women scarred beyond all recognition. And Canada's medical marijuana program
We're very concerned about prescribing a product that actually may potentially harm them.
up in smoke.
Honestly, I don't want to go to jail for it.
Here's Carolyn Jarvis.
Good evening and welcome to 16 by 9. Our first story tonight comes with a warning. What you are about to see is graphic and disturbing, with a cruelty almost beyond human understanding. But it's also a story of courage, the kind you need when dealing with disfigurement from an acid attack. These vicious assaults using sulfuric acid don't only happen on the Indian subcontinent. They also occur closer to home, in cities like London, Brussels, and Montreal. And it's from those three cities, Mandy Clark brings us a story of human resilience.
In the beginning, there was love, or at least there was obsession. In Brussels, an illicit affair between the married bodybuilder and the divorcee with 3 children who live in the same apartment complex. In London, England, an instant attraction between the blonde ring girl at the martial arts competition and a stranger in the bleachers. In suburban Montreal, she said they were friends with benefits, the hairstylist, and the guy everyone called the life of the party.
He was my friend who did this to me, my close friend. We were not a couple, but you know, we were close, very close.
A splash of acid, a split second, a monstrous transformation.
Your identity is melting right in front of your eyes. To what degree, you have no idea till this reaction, intense burning is stopped. The physical deformation is so catastrophic. And you're walking dead in a sense that the first identity faces the portal of communication.
Broad daylight on the streets of London. Katie Piper, the ring girl. Seconds before she's about to become, in the words of her own plastic surgeon, one of the walking dead. You are watching what could be the only video record of an actual acid attack. 3 surveillance cameras catch Katie Piper, and then her assailant as he approaches carrying a mug of sulfuric acid. To the horror of the afternoon latte crowd, Katie Piper is burning alive. Mohammed Jawed is the plastic surgeon on call.
When you first saw her face, when she first came in, did you think it was beyond your capability?
It was very challenging. It was, so what the hell I'm gonna do, frankly speaking. I still remember that day.
Chère Patricia, tu es devenue la symbolisation du courage. Tu es pour moi, tu es pour nous tous, un message, une leçon, un modèle. Nous nous sentons tout petits à côté de toi. Tu es une grande dame, tu as inventé une forme nouvelle de beauté, la beauté intérieure.
The trial of the decade builds to a dramatic climax with an unprecedented personal tribute to the victim by her lawyer, Daniel Sprudels.
On croit qu'on sait beaucoup de choses, mais on se rend compte que la folie des hommes, on la connaît jamais vraiment bien. Et ce jour-là, je me suis rendu compte que tout est possible.
That day, in the city renowned for the grandest open market in Europe and the political heartbeat of the European Union, Brussels enters the annals of human depravity. Her fate is sealed by the sound of the doorbell and the appearance in the foyer of a man she can't recognize through the security camera from her fifth-floor apartment.
Et la porte s'est ouverte et il m'a jeté directement le produit sur moi. C'était chaud, je voyais mon bras fondre, je me sentais mourir, quoi. Et de mes cheveux, il les a tournés autour de son poignet. Et il avait préparé un deuxième récipient. Et là, il a levé ma tête et il s'était dit que certainement mes enfants me verront pour la dernière fois fondue et monstrueuse.
Je crois que depuis que je suis avocat, c'était l'image la plus douloureuse que j'ai jamais vue. Parce qu'il faut savoir qu'elle était couchée au sol, elle essayait de se glisser pour sortir. On a dit qu'elle était au sol comme une larve qui essayait de sortir. Et lui, voyant cela, alors qu'on n'était même pas sûr qu'elle pourrait encore continuer à vivre, il revient vers elle et il lui jette encore le vitriol. And then he goes back to his flat, and he was there to listening Shania Twain. And after, he calls another girlfriend to ask her, is it possible to go with me to the show this evening?
Patricia Lefranc is rushed to the only burns hospital in Europe, the Queen Astrid Military Hospital in Brussels.
Si on n'enlève pas rapidement les brûlures, l'acide continue à mordre et peut rentrer dans le sang et elle peut mourir. Donc c'est très grave.
Dr. Ariel Newprez specializes in the treatment of burns, the burns of war, explosions, bombs, NATO soldiers airlifted here from conflicts in Iraq or Afghanistan. Not civilians from the snowy streets of a sophisticated European capital city. Surgeons begin a race against a chemical reaction dissolving her flesh, even on the operating table. Three months later, Patricia Lefranc comes out of her coma.
J'étais emballée comme une momie, de la tête aux pieds.
She was not permitted the thing she wanted and dreaded most of all.
Le miroir devait s'ouvrir petit peu par petit peu pour pas que je reçoive le choc. Malheureusement, ça s'est pas passé comme ça du tout.
It was the search for a bar of soap in a cabinet that brought her face to face for the first time with herself.
Et j'ai ouvert la porte et je vais pour prendre à droite et rien. Et j'ouvre et j'ouvre et j'ouvre et je recule et je recule. Et à l'intérieur de l'armoire, il y avait un énorme miroir. Je me suis touchée pour voir si ce que je voyais c'était réel. Et comme je voyais que c'était réel, je dis non. Je savais que j'étais brûlée. Mais la première phrase qui m'est venue, c'est « Le monstre est né sur Terre ». C'est ce que je me suis dit.
Next, attacker and victim face to face in court. The following program includes graphic images and mature subject matter, intended for adult audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
It would become the trial of the decade, even for the Crown prosecutor in Brussels, who thought he had seen it all.
J'étais psychologiquement préparé. Je savais que ce serait difficile, le premier contact.
As a lawyer, you have seen murderers, you have faced pedophiles, really the worst of humanity. What set this case apart?
Habituellement, la personne est décédée, on ne la voit pas, on parle d'elle. Ici, le drame, l'horreur était présent dans la salle.
When the trial began, Belgium law protected the identity of the accused, the bodybuilder. But his was not the face that everyone wanted to see.
C'était absolument incroyable. Il y avait des dizaines de caméras, de photographes. C'était exactement comme si elle participait à un festival du cinéma à Cannes. Le seul problème, c'est qu'elle n'était pas la vedette, elle était la victime.
J'ai dit à mon procès, je suis une morte vivante.
On avait peur d'elle, on avait même de l'agressivité pour elle. À un moment donné, elle sort avec une amie parce qu'elle voulait fumer une cigarette.
Et je reste sur le pas de la porte pour pas encore trop choquer les gens. Il y a le couple qui n'a rien dit et il y a une jeune fille dans la trentaine qui s'est saisie comme si c'était une vilaine blague, comme si c'était le clown qui sortait de sa boîte.
Then, in the packed courtroom, Patricia's only sibling took the stand.
Ça, c'est pas ma sœur. Et ça, je veux même pas que mes enfants regardent ça.
What was it like for you to look at your attacker in the face?
Je l'ai regardé. Souvent, je l'ai regardé. Et je me suis dit, t'as voulu me tuer, mais je suis vivante et je suis là devant toi. Je suis là pour faire connaître la vérité.
On the first day of spring, the jury retires to consider the evidence.
In the morning, I wake up, and for that split second in the morning, every morning, I have a fraction of a second where I'm free. I'm back to being my old myself.
In a quiet Catholic suburb of Montreal, an hour before early Sunday Mass, a woman's screams pierce the empty streets.
My hand is on the doorknob, and he opens it, pulls it up really quickly, and just welcomes me with a first original shot of acid straight to the face. I scream, oh my God, you're gonna make me blind, I'm gonna be blind. Forget everything, just run, it burns so much, your skin, it's instant. He follows me with the bottle.
Then, in a striking similarity to the Brussels case, a second splash of acid to the face.
Everything was slippery. Fell down on my back, hit my head, and all I could see was him from our landing over the staircase, just pouring and pouring and pouring that bottle. My skin starting to boil, if you will. My bra, my pantyhose, they've just melted off. I see my skin fall off, and it's just the pain. It's crazy. You say to yourself, I'm gonna die if I stay on my back. The neighbors open up the door. I run to their shower. I jump in. Nobody could really touch me because I'm covered in acid. At that point, I said to myself, I'm totally alone in this. My friend followed the ambulance, was screaming to the top of my lungs that she could hear me on the highway towards the hospital. And at that point, it's a total blackout.
Tanya St-Arnauld accuses the man she lives with. For 15 days, Tanya is trapped in a drug-induced delirium, a coma, unaware that police have charged her boyfriend with 3 counts of assault, including aggravated assault.
I'm looking at myself and I'm mummified, but I still don't know how bad it is. I asked, I want a mirror. You have a mirror? Everybody, no, no, no. Obviously, they don't want you to see the damages. They take off all your bandages and you go in the shower really in the nude. So that was really the first time I got to look at myself completely. The face, the body, the chest, the back, to turn around and just be like, okay, this is how I am. This is how I am. Just all questions, why?
Next, in desperate search of a miracle.
She will never be the same, but we try to do the best.
The following program includes graphic images and mature subject matter, intended for adult audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Quand c'était pour attendre le temps de sa condamnation, je me suis toujours dit que c'était pas à moi à lui donner sa peine. Moi, la seule chose que je pouvais dire, c'est que mes souffrances, je les aurai à perpète.
Before a packed courtroom, Richard Remy takes his last breath as a free man. He is sentenced to the maximum for attempted murder, 30 years. And for the first time in the 2 weeks of the trial, Patricia Lefranc, the woman who is left without a face, allows herself to cry.
Elle est tombée dans mes bras, toute la salle pleurait, mais pour elle, c'était enfin un moment de joie.
Before the international news cameras, on the steps of the courthouse for one last time, the mother of 3 poses with her younger daughter. 1 year after the trial, she and Maria live in subsidized housing on the outskirts of Brussels. If her appearance shocks others, she's learned to ignore it.
Ce courage-là, il m'est imposé parce que je n'ai pas le choix. J'évite tout ce qui est miroir, j'évite tout ce qui est porte, j'évite tout ce qui est ombre. J'ai pas le choix, je suis obligée de vivre avec.
Did you feel that part of you had been murdered?
Physique, oui, mais l'intérieur, non. L'intérieur, je suis toujours la même, toujours battante. J'ai toujours aimé la vie. C'est vrai que maintenant, je dois la vivre totalement autrement.
Will you ever accept your face as it is now?
Jamais. Jamais je n'accepterai ce qui m'est arrivé. Ça non. C'est devenu ma carte de visite pour mes combats, pour toutes ces femmes violentées.
Bonjour Tania, moi je voulais surtout t'avoir au téléphone pour te dire
Mais moi, comme vous, j'étais supposée de perdre mon œil droit, mon oreille droit, une partie de mon nez à droite, mais...
Comme moi.
Le visage, je l'ai rincé pendant environ 45 minutes avant que les secours ils me sortent, puis ils m'emmènent à l'hôpital. Fait que mon visage, malgré que c'est qu'est-ce qui a été le plus touché, c'est qu'est-ce qui est le moins magané.
Oh, là, tu as eu beaucoup plus de chance que moi. La loi, en Belgique, le reconnaissent en tant que tel. Et j'ai gagné ce combat-là, tu vois. Maintenant, si c'est pour parler, j'espère que tu es bien prise en main au Canada.
Moi aussi, c'est ça que j'ai demandé de faire ajouter tentative de meurtre.
Oui.
Laughter seems oddly out of place in corridors where the temperature is kept high for burn patients without skin.
Life changed completely since the accident.
3 years after the acid attack, plastic surgeon Dr. Nuprez must still remove burnt flesh from the torso and chest of Patricia Lefranc.
She will never be the same, but we try to do the best.
Moi, avant.
If you could have anything back for your face, what would it be?
Le nez et les sourcils. Le nez, parce que c'est au milieu, et les cils, comme ça, je peux me maquiller.
I mean, if I look at Katie, I mean, she looks absolutely stunning.
At first blush, it's a storybook ending for Katie Piper in London. A book, a TV deal, her own agent. 4 years after her attack, it's still not over for the former ring girl, according to the surgeon who gave Katie Piper a new face.
She's still going through the process in regeneration of her cornea, and eyelid is still troubling. So, I mean, she's stable, but she still has something going on.
He is a media darling in his own right. Mohammed Jawed, the star surgeon of last year's Oscar-winning documentary about acid attacks in Pakistan. Heralded on his own Nip and Tuck website. At the Pride of Britain Awards, posing with the Prime Minister and Katie Piper, he's in demand for interviews about his most famous patient, and the woman who is led to believe that she would become his next.
Oh, hi.
What was your reaction when you saw her?
I said, Katie was nothing in that comparison. This was a much bigger challenge.
Patricia Lefranc calls herself a monster.
I believe her. It's very easy to say. I said, all right, no, the beauty is not skin deep, it's deep. That's rubbish as far as I'm concerned. If I'm deformed, believe me, I'm not pretty. I think we can definitely do something for your nose. Close your eyes. We'll also try and improve your eyelid so it closes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, why not? You like whiskey?
Est-ce que vous aimez le whisky?
Champagne.
I can't afford champagne. You can actually. Champagne with a straw, with a strawberry, which is very good.
Dr. Jawad has sent your photographs to Washington to a forensic artist who has drawn a sketch of how you might look.
Working under Jawad's direction, the American forensic artist, who asked for anonymity, got $400 to Photoshop a new face for Patricia Lefranc.
Incroyable.
Working with a translator, Patricia Lefranc asked Jawad if one day he will operate on her. And he replies, with your permission, yes. But this meeting, organized for the cameras, was the first and only time they ever met.
I don't want to disappoint her, but I have to be realistic as well. Her whole left side of the face, the damage was very, very deep down to the muscle, so she's got nothing which glides on. Yeah, plastic surgeon, but we're not gods. Okay.
What did Dr. Jawad say he could do for you?
Le nez, les sourcils. Ce que vous voyez là.
Do you have any hope that you might look like that?
On espère, oui.
We try to do the best was possible, but with all the technique that we have in reconstruction, but sometimes we cannot help that much, and patient stays with mutilation.
The face she has now, is that the best it will be?
We will inject fat tissue, around fat tissue, and we try to fill the face a little more to be in accordance with the other side of the face that is not burnt. With burnt people, you have before and after. She has to accept that. She will always be a burnt patient.
It's a centimeter by centimeter, and you have to be patient. It feels like I was handed this body like temporarily. Here, this is yours for now. We took away the body you've always had, and take this and deal with it. Now I'm just working to get mine back. That's how it feels. Sorry. Every little victory, it reminds me like, you made it, you're alive, you got out of there.
Il s'était comporté véritablement comme un monstre.
The face of a monster, Richard Remy, who left Patricia Lefranc writhing on the floor like a larva. In London, the face of pure evil, as described by the judge who put Danny Lynch away for life. And in Montreal, the face of 27-year-old Nicholas Stephanatos. A court of law will determine if his face will join the ranks of infamy.
How often do you think about the attack?
From my waking to my going to bed, it's a constant struggle with myself not to think about it. It's as hard as the therapy I have to do.
Are you the same person before the attack that you are now?
No. I see the person who was burnt before the attack. She's kind of like my best friend that I'll never see again. You know, somebody that I loved and that I was happy to be with 24/7, and she's just gone. We never got to say bye. We never got to hug on it or shake on it, and she left, and that's it. I'm left here alone, and yeah.
Next, medical marijuana.
I don't want to have a criminal record.
Busted.
You're watching 16 by 9 on Global. Coming up on our broadcast, Ottawa tries to clean up a medical marijuana mess, but doctors and some users are crying foul. That's next.